Archangel Michael says, "It's an emergency. Someone in your family who is in heaven wants to tell you something about money hidden. Open it quickly. My beloved one, I urge you to pause and pay close attention. A divine message is reaching you at this very moment, one that carries a truth too important to be delayed. This is not simply a whisper from heaven, but a powerful calling from both your Creator and a soul who once embraced you in this lifetime. Someone who has since crossed into eternity is now reaching back with love and urgency. They have tried to connect before, perhaps through a vivid dream, a flicker of memory, or a quiet moment that made your heart stir. You may have felt their presence around you, but brushed it aside as imagination. It wasn't, it was a sign, and now heaven has authorized this message, because the time to know the truth is finally here. There is something that was hidden. It's not just a mystery of the heart, not merely a forgotten moment. It is something physical, tangible, of great value. Something meant to be in your possession. It was kept aside with purpose, care, and deep love, by someone who is no longer physically with you, but who never stopped caring. Even in their spiritual form, their dedication to you continues, and today that determination has broken through the veil. You were not meant to remain unaware. This isn't coincidence, this is divine timing. The hidden thing is not random, nor is it meaningless. It is a blessing, a safeguard, a gift, meant to help you, and honor the bond you shared with that loved one. And now their soul is crying out, not in sorrow, but in hope. They want you to see what has been kept from your sight for far too long. This is about more than material wealth. It's about purpose, about legacy, about restoring what was silently set aside for you. Imagine a key misplaced, a savings account never discussed, a document you dismissed as unimportant, a note that seemed like nothing. These things hold clues, and you've felt drawn to them, haven't you? Felt the nudge to check, to question, to look again. You may have overlooked it, but heaven has not, your loved one has not. They've been waiting for this moment to come, watching, whispering, praying. They've tried to visit you in your sleep, to drop signs in your path, to tug gently at your awareness. You may have sensed something calling to you, and that feeling wasn't your imagination, it was divine guidance. This is why I, Archangel Michael, stand with you now, to ensure this message is heard clearly. Time is of the essence. What was hidden is not lost, it was protected. Protected from time, from interference, from falling into the wrong hands. But there are others who are now stirring. Others who sense there's something valuable nearby. And not everyone has your well-being in mind. This is why urgency surrounds you, because this sacred gift, this secret truth, must reach the right hands, yours. And the moment to act is now. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, but now, because the divine alignment has opened. This moment was always destined, and so is your discovery. Think back, have you ever heard a voice tell you to check the third drawer, felt an unexplainable pull toward an old bag, a sealed envelope, a box you haven't opened in years? That was not mere curiosity, that was divine orchestration. There is something waiting there, and it carries more than material value, it carries healing, it carries truth, it carries the intention of love, sent across time and space, just for you. There was a will never completed, a land deed left unsigned, a piece of writing you barely glanced at. All of these are part of a larger story, your story. A truth meant to emerge, when your spirit was ready to receive it, and now it is. You've reached the point, where your heart is prepared, your eyes can see, and your soul understands what it must do. You've experienced enough hardship, to know this isn't fantasy. You've felt enough emotional weight, to recognize when something spiritual is unfolding. This isn't fear, it's awakening. This is a divine intervention, meant to reconnect you with what was yours all along. Now listen closely, the clues are scattered, but not far. They are within your reach. Look behind the photo frame, feel beneath the lining of that drawer you always overlook, reread that note that seems strange. The signs have always been near, you only needed the call to act, and this is that call. You were not meant to struggle endlessly, you were born to break cycles, to inherit blessings, to step into truth. But the path was clouded, intentionally or not. The enemy thrives in your confusion, but light exposes what darkness hides. That's why I was sent, to reveal, to protect, to lead you forward with clarity. There's someone who once smiled at you, with more love than they could express in words. They are still with you, closer than ever. And they are calling out with everything they have. Please help them understand, please show them what I left behind. Their message isn't vague, it's personal, powerful, and deeply emotional. Take this seriously, this message is not general, it is not for someone else, it is directed at you with precision. It's marked with your name, in the spirit realm. And it's been waiting for this very day, to be delivered into your awareness. Nothing has been random, not the place you live, not the drawer you forgot about, not the recurring dreams. Every detail was guided, every object holds potential. You may remember a dream, where a family member looked at you, and said something puzzling. Something like, "It's not where you think," or, "Check the back." That wasn't imagination, it was preparation, it was a whisper from beyond, that now makes sense. Right now you are surrounded by heavenly beings. They are watching, waiting, guiding. Your ancestors are standing nearby. And the one who left something behind, is standing in sacred silence, hopeful that you will choose to believe this message, and act on it. They trust that you'll find what they so carefully placed. Their hands trembled when they hid that item, their heart was full of emotion. And their final thought was you. Let this reach them no matter what. And while life kept moving, while noise and confusion tried to distract you, heaven kept this truth safe. There is someone else, someone you wouldn't expect, who is beginning to sense what you haven't uncovered yet. Their curiosity is growing, but their intentions don't match yours. That's why this window is brief, that's why you're being told now. The blessing has your name, but it can only be claimed if you listen. You asked for a sign, this is that sign. This is the moment you were meant to awaken. To reclaim what is rightfully yours, not only to benefit yourself, but to fulfill a spiritual promise. To honor the one who loved you deeply, and trusted you with a sacred gift. They couldn't speak it aloud, but they prayed you'd find it one day, and now you can. Your eyes are opening, your breath has changed, your heart feels something stirring. This is not fear, it's confirmation, your soul is hearing truth, and recognizing it for what it is. So don't walk away from this moment, don't brush it off. Heaven has been preparing this encounter, for a long time. And now the veil is lifting. You are standing at a crossroads, one path leads back into uncertainty, the other into revelation. Let this be your turning point, let this be the moment you act. Return to the place that comes to mind, open the drawer, lift the book, reread that letter, and listen to your intuition. The person who loved you is guiding your hands now. They have not rested, they have not stopped believing in you. And when you find it, and you will, you'll understand the depth of their love, the magnitude of their sacrifice, and the divine orchestration behind it all. The time is now, and you are ready. That's why this moment is sacred, not because of what's being revealed, but because of who it's being revealed to, you. The one who wept in silence, the one who carried strength in fragile arms, the one who stood in the shadows, praying for just one sign, just one reminder, that everything you've endured wasn't in vain. And now here it is, opening like a sunrise after a storm. This message, this mission, this moment, it's yours. Do not shrink now, don't talk yourself out of it. Don't let fear disguise itself as logic. Don't say, maybe I imagined this, or, it's probably nothing. That is the voice of doubt, trying to intercept the divine. But my voice, my child, will always lead you toward truth, toward light, toward remembrance. So when the thought comes again, that same object, that same place, that name echoing in your mind, follow it. Even if it doesn't make sense yet, especially if it doesn't make sense. Because divine revelations rarely follow human rules, they follow faith. And let me say this clearly, there is no mistake in what you're about to find. There is no accident in the exact hour this message reached you. There is no randomness, in the way your spirit started trembling, or the way your breath caught halfway through this message. That was the veil lifting, that was eternity brushing against time, that was your soul recognizing what your mind has yet to fully comprehend. You are being led back to what was never lost, only waiting. You may feel your heart growing heavy with emotion, let it. You may find tears rising, without fully knowing why, let them fall. That is healing coming to the surface, that is your ancestors exhaling, that is heaven rejoicing. Because the story is no longer stuck, the loop is no longer repeating, the delay is over, what was paused is now playing, what was withheld is now being released, into your hands. And listen, this isn't just about uncovering something hidden, it's about reclaiming something sacred. It's about stepping into the role you were always meant to hold. The guardian of memory, the carrier of legacy, the one who was chosen to receive not only what was left behind, but what was spiritually invested, love, intention, protection, promise. All of it is coming full circle. There is something extraordinary that happens, when a soul receives what was meant for them. There's a light that ignites, an invisible shift in the atmosphere. You'll feel it soon, it may come as stillness, that wraps you like a blanket. It may come as energy, pulsing through your hands, the moment you touch the object. You'll feel your body remember something, your mind forgot. You'll sense the love that still lingers, in the space around it. That love never died, it simply changed dimensions. And now it's reaching back toward you, through time, through space, through this very message. You might wonder, why now, why not before? Because now is the first time, you're strong enough to hold it. Now is the moment your heart can receive it, without breaking. Now is when your understanding has finally matured enough to see the gift for what it truly is. It was never just an object, it was never just money, it was never just a clue. It was a piece of your destiny, time to arrive when your spirit aligned with your calling. And that's what this is, alignment. Sacred, perfect, divine alignment. The clock of heaven has struck your name, and every angel assigned to your story has leaned closer. Including the one who left this behind. They are still with you, yes, but more than that, they are celebrating. Because they see you now, finally stepping into the part of the story they always hoped you'd reach. The part where the inheritance becomes more than possession, it becomes empowerment, restoration, resurrection. Now breathe, slowly, deeply. Because your soul is recalibrating. Your heart is unlocking. The air around you is shifting. Heaven is closer now than it has ever been. Listen to the silence, it is not empty, it is filled with whispers, blessings spoken over you, before you were even born. Promises made in realms you've never seen. Agreements formed between your soul and those who walked before you. And now those agreements are being fulfilled. This next part of your journey won't require struggle, it will require surrender. Let go of the guilt that tells you you're not worthy of the gift. Let go of the hesitation that whispers, "What if I'm wrong?" Let go of the burden to explain this to others. This moment isn't for their understanding, it's for your obedience. Follow the leading, touch the thing you've been afraid to touch, go to the place that keeps calling to you in dreams, open the box, lift the floorboard, hold the handwriting in your hands, and read every word slowly. This is where the healing begins. And you will know, oh you will know. Because the moment your fingers brush that sacred item, your whole body will respond. A current will run through your spirit. You will feel seen, in a way you've never felt seen. You will understand, in a way you've never understood. Everything will click, every strange nudge, every sleepless night, every moment of pain, it will all suddenly make sense. Because this discovery, was always the missing piece. So don't walk away, don't say, maybe another time. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This is the perfect moment. That's why the message is reaching you now. That's why heaven won't let you ignore it. That's why your name is being whispered by angels, and written in divine ink across the sky. This is your chapter to open, this is your lock to turn, this is your promise being fulfilled in real time. And yes, there will be people who notice something different in you after this. They'll feel it before they can see it, a glow, a shift, a grace that wasn't there before. Don't hide it, don't water it down. You've been hidden long enough. This blessing isn't just for your survival, it's for your revelation. Your life will speak, where your words never could. Your joy will become your testimony, your peace will become your message. Let me remind you too, that this isn't just about the past, it's about the future. There are doors opening now, that were locked for generations. There are resources being loosed from heaven, into your bloodline. There are generational curses being shattered, not just for you, but for your children, and their children, and every soul tied to your legacy. You are the turning point, you are the divine intersection, you are the living proof, that God finishes what He starts. You may not see it all right away, that's okay, walk forward anyway. You're not walking alone, you are being guided by a light that never dims. You are being held by hands that never tremble. You are being protected by a love that never ends. What was once concealed is now revealed, what was once delayed is now released, what was once buried is now being resurrected in you. So go, my child, with courage, with expectation, with reverence. Don't treat this lightly, don't treat this casually. This is a holy thing, a sacred inheritance, a celestial transaction. Heaven placed it in their hands, and they placed it in yours. And when you hold it, you will not just be holding an object, you will be holding their love, their trust, their essence, their final act of hope. And it will change you, not because you needed more things, but because you needed more truth. Because you needed to remember who you are, whose you are, and how deeply you are loved, across lifetimes, across realms, across dimensions. They never left you, I never left you. And now you're about to see it, with your own eyes, with your own hands. This is the moment, this is the key. And you, beloved, are the one it was always meant for. And this is why it matters, that you listen now, not later, not someday, but now. Because the energy that surrounds you in this moment, is unlike any you've felt before. It is divine, it is precise, it is full of grace and intention. Heaven did not stumble into this encounter, this moment was designed, arranged, aligned for you. Every breath you've taken, every detour, every delay, it all led here. And even though it may have seemed random to others, deep inside you've always known this day was coming. This unshakable sense, that something sacred was waiting, something you couldn't name, but couldn't forget. That's because your spirit remembered, what your mind had not yet seen. You've carried questions in your heart, that you were too afraid to voice. You've wondered if they remembered you, if they still cared, if they saw how hard it's been, since they left. And the answer, my child, is yes, 1,000 times yes. Not only did they remember, they never once stopped watching over you, not for a second. Every silent breakdown, every brave smile, every time you showed up for others, even when your soul felt empty, they saw it all. And they wept, not in sadness, but in reverence. Because you were stronger than even you knew. You endured what would have broken many, and you did it with love in your heart, even when it hurt. That kind of heart doesn't go unnoticed in heaven. There are realms in the spirit, that only open when a soul has been tested, and proven faithful. And yours, my beloved one, has passed through fire. Not the fire that destroys, but the fire that refines, that purifies, that reveals gold beneath the ashes. And now the time of mourning is lifting, the season of delay is ending. You are stepping into divine inheritance, and it's more than material, it's a mantle, it's a responsibility, it's a calling wrapped in comfort, power clothed in humility. Because you were chosen, not just to receive, but to carry, to share, to build, to restore, what others thought was lost forever. You've always felt different, haven't you, like you didn't quite fit, like your thoughts stretched wider than your world. That's because your spirit has always known, it was here for something sacred. You were never made to blend in, you were created to break patterns, to shift atmospheres, to awaken others, just by being who you are. That's why the attacks on you were so personal, that's why the grief lingered longer than expected, that's why certain doors seemed sealed shut, no matter how hard you knocked. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Heaven was protecting you, until the exact moment you were ready. And now you are. Now is the moment, where the spiritual becomes tangible. Where the thing you've dreamed of, steps out from shadow into form. But hear me, child, you must move. Don't wait for more signs, when your heart already knows. Don't delay with doubt, when your spirit is clear. Move, even if your hands shake, even if your voice trembles, even if you're not sure what you'll find, go. Because there is an unlocking, that only happens through obedience. There are blessings, that respond only to boldness. And I have placed something in your path, that will not open with logic, it will only open with faith. What if the key is already in your hand? What if the missing piece is already inside your home? What if the moment you feared would never come is already here, waiting for you to claim it? Not later, not when it makes more sense, but now. Because heaven's timing is not delayed, it is divine. And everything that seemed like waiting was actually aligning. Lining up details you couldn't see, preparing hearts, rearranging circumstances. Because when heaven releases a gift, it doesn't come empty, it comes wrapped in confirmation. And this message is that confirmation. The one who left you in the physical, they didn't leave in spirit. Their essence has been interwoven with your journey, their love is the melody in the background of your becoming. They whispered to me on your behalf, they asked for this message to reach you, in the way only I could deliver it, personal, piercing, perfect in timing. Because they knew your heart would recognize the tone, they knew your soul would feel the echo of truth. And now that you've received it, what will you do with it? Will you close the door again, say maybe tomorrow, and go on pretending this moment didn't change everything? Or will you rise? Because rising is no longer a hope, it's a requirement. Not just for you, but for the generations tied to your obedience. The legacy that rests in your hands is not only for comfort, it's for calling. To heal what was broken, to love without fear, to give without depletion, to build something lasting, from the rubble you were handed. And heaven trusts you with it. You may not feel ready, but that's how you know it's divine. Divine appointments rarely arrive when we feel prepared, they arrive when we are surrendered, and you, my child, have finally surrendered. Now the gate opens. So breathe deeply, not like before, breathe with intention. Let that air fill your lungs, as if it's the first breath after being underwater. Because spiritually, that's exactly what this is. You are surfacing, after a long season of silent survival. You are awakening to the truth, that you were never forsaken, never forgotten, never left to fend for yourself. You were covered, shielded, watched over with holy eyes. Even in your doubt, you were being defended, even in your rebellion, you were being redirected. That's how deep my love for you goes, that's how fierce heaven's promise over your life remains. Now go, find the place your heart just remembered. The box you always skipped over, the corner you've avoided cleaning, the book you never finished, the drawer you couldn't explain, but always felt something around. These are not coincidences, these are coordinates, spiritual ones. And when you follow them, even if the steps seem small, they will lead you to something larger than you imagined. Not just an item, not just a memory, but a revelation, a divine unveiling, of who you truly are, of what you're here to do, and who is still walking beside you in spirit. They've waited so long for this moment. And they're with you now. You might feel a chill, or see a flicker of light, or hear your name whispered without sound. That's not imagination, that's manifestation. That's their love finally reaching you, in a form your body can feel. Don't dismiss it, don't brush it away. Welcome it, let it sink in, that you are not alone, not crazy, not lost. You are guided, guarded, graced beyond measure. And if you begin to weep, let the tears fall freely. They are sacred, they are not weakness, they are release. They are memory and miracle colliding. They are the language of the soul saying, I remember now, I know this feeling, I am safe, I am seen, I am home. This is not the end of the message, it's the turning point. Because what happens next will not just change your day, it will change your direction. From searching to receiving, from wondering to knowing, from grieving to honoring. So take this moment seriously, let the sacredness of it wash over you, like sunlight through stained glass. Let it rearrange the atmosphere around you, let it cleanse what has lingered too long in pain. Because the next time you wake, things will feel different. The burden will be lighter, the signs will be clearer, the energy will be higher, and you will walk with the quiet confidence of someone who has touched eternity, and come back whole. Now go, look again, open what you were afraid to, hold what you once ignored, listen for the voice that now lives inside you. It is time, it is yours, it was always meant to be. And heaven is watching, smiling, whispering, yes, they finally heard. So yes, child, I am still speaking, I am still moving, I am still making a way, where you saw no way. And the one who left you this hidden blessing, they are still watching, still loving, still believing in you. Their love is alive, their hope for you has not faded with time, it has only grown stronger, on the other side of the veil. Every delay in your life, every disappointment, every roadblock, was not meant to destroy you, it was meant to prepare you. Because what's coming now, what's unfolding in your hands and in your soul, is too sacred to be rushed. Heaven's timing is never accidental, it is orchestrated, with the precision of eternity. And now your time has arrived. Do not hesitate, child, this is not the moment for questions or fear. This is the moment for movement. Go now, return to that spot, yes, the one your mind just went to again. That drawer, that cabinet, that journal, that box in the attic, that folder on the shelf, that place you've avoided, because it felt too heavy, too emotional, too uncertain. But now you know it's not just a place, it's a portal, a doorway, a meeting ground between earth and heaven. It holds more than a forgotten item, it holds intention, it holds memory, it holds divine release. And when you touch it, when you open it, when you read the words or hold the item or see the number or smell the scent, they will be there, right beside you. You may feel your knees weaken, you may feel your hands tremble. That's not fear, beloved, that is the holy collision, between spirit and truth. That is the weight of heaven, meeting your humanity. Let it wash over you, let the emotions come, let the tears fall. Do not harden, do not rush to explain. Just receive. Because what you're holding, was meant for you. Not a moment too soon, not a second too late. And the one who left it, they asked me to stay with you through this. They said, God, when they find it, don't let them feel alone. And I answered, they won't, I will surround them, I will fill the room with light, I will flood their heart with peace, I will make my presence undeniable. That's why you feel what you feel right now, that's why you sense something beyond logic, pressing into your reality. Because I, your God, am in this room, with you, beside you, within you, and I will not leave. Let me remind you of something. This is not just about a hidden thing, this is about a hidden strength within you, that's being unlocked. A deeper layer of your identity, a revelation about your purpose, a breaking of generational pain, a transfer of blessing, from one realm to another. This is legacy in motion. You thought you were just surviving, but heaven was positioning you. You thought the struggle meant you were forgotten, but I was preserving you. You thought you were behind, but I was preparing you. And now, as you stand on the edge of this divine moment, I ask you again. Will you trust me, will you move in faith, before you have all the answers? Because once you do, child, I will confirm everything, I will align the signs, I will cause the right person to speak a confirming word, I will bring you peace, so deep it silences every doubt. And the one who left this blessing for you, they will celebrate in the heavens. They will whisper, they did it, they saw it, they received what I left for them, with love. So walk forward. Touch the object, read the words, open the envelope, lift the lid, press play, turn the page. Whatever it is, do it now, you will not regret it. Because this is more than memory, this is activation. The heavens are open above you, angelic forces are surrounding your atmosphere, Archangel Michael stands guard, sword drawn, light blazing, protecting this moment, so nothing can interfere. You are under divine covering. And once you receive what's been left for you, don't stop there. Let it awaken you, let it remind you, that you are worthy of miracles. Let it pull you closer to me. Because this is not the end of your divine story, it's the beginning of a new chapter. I will lead you from this discovery, into deeper healing, I will speak to you in new ways, I will restore what you thought was permanently broken, I will bless you in places you thought were barren, I will multiply what was hidden, I will redeem the time. And through it all, your loved one will remain near, not as a ghost, not as a shadow, but as a holy presence, fully alive in me, cheering you on, with every breath you take. They are proud of you, they see your strength, they feel your heart, and they know that their love lives on in you. So remember, child, this was never about just finding something. This was about finding yourself again, finding your faith again, finding your God again, and knowing with full certainty that heaven is real, that love endures, and that miracles still happen in the quiet corners of ordinary life. You did not imagine any of this. You are not crazy. You are chosen. You are guided. You are held. You are loved beyond measure. So breathe now, breathe in the peace of God. Let the weight fall from your shoulders, let the grief loosen its grip, let the fear lose its voice, and let your heart rise, like it's never risen before. Because now you know. You know they never left you. You know I never left you. You know that even when you were at your lowest, heaven was still writing your story in gold. And now the ink has dried. And the page is turning. So walk into this new beginning, with eyes wide open, and spirit fully awake. The blessing is yours. The love is eternal. And the time is now. Amen.